All right, I think enough of the family is here. Good morning. It is time for the Morning aMEOWncements. Morning aMEOWncements on the Nightcap with Nightcat YouTube channel. This is the kitsch-minded morning show where we get you ready for the day. I am so happy that you're here. Oh, we've got such a good show coming up for you. I'm going to tell you what the fan theories are around Taylor Swift's new re-recorded album. We're trying to decide which is going to be the next one. She's already done Fearless. And these fans think they already know what the next one is going to be. I'll tell you their evidence coming up. Then we're going to get into the prize pond. You could win a prize live. If you'd like to play prize pond, shoot a text with your first name to 601-557-CAT1 at 601-557-2281. I might be calling you later to win a prize. We do prize pond a little bit different. If you missed yesterday's show, we now have a prize wheel. So you don't automatically get into the prize pond. The wheel spins and you can win just something like a magnet or a t-shirt or a sticker, or you can get into the prize pond depending on what the wheel lands on. It is so much fun. But before we get into any of that, we gotta talk about something. Yesterday, sitting at my desk, minding my own business, putting together a show, and my roommate comes down and she picks a dirty bowl out of the sink and she's about to make ramen noodles in it. And I'm just like, girl, what are you doing? She goes, I know, it's kind of gross. I reuse my Tupperware. I go, that's not your Tupperware. That was my Tupperware from breakfast. And she looks into it, and there's like vestiges of taters and eggs and onions and stuff in it. And she was just like, I better go get my ramen bowl out of my room. She goes, I was just like, why not just get a new bowl? Why not just use a new bowl? She goes, I like to reuse my ramen bowl. I'm seasoning it. She's seasoning her ramen bowl. She's like, it's like a cast iron skillet. You lock in the flavor. You get a better flavor when you reuse the Tupperware over and over again. And I just thought that was so silly because it wasn't about like doing less dishes or conserving water because we're in a drought or anything like that. Her excuse is that she was seasoning her bowl, and that's why she almost used my dirty Tupperware. So I want to know, is she alone in this? Is she the only one that's doing this sort of thing? Are you also a Tupperware seasoner, or do you reuse your dishes? How many times, I would say? Let me know in the comments on this video or in the live chat if you're live right now. Tell me, do you reuse dishes? And not like, it doesn't have to be for seasoning reasons, just like how many times are you willing to eat off a dish before it gets scrubbed clean? Because I feel like there are some occasions where if I have a dish that's kind of like I just used it, it's kind of dirty, I'm gonna eat something else, I'll rinse that off and I'll reuse that dish. But I'm certainly not letting it like sit overnight and then just popping a whole new batch of ramen in there and getting it cooking. So am I the crazy one, or is it Veronica? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the live chat. That would be great. Thank you so much. All right, I think it's time for us then to get into the Morning Mews. The Morning Mews is the part of the show where I tell you the top pop culture headlines, stuff that's going on in the world, so you don't feel out of the loop when you get to work or school. And I want to get started with two tiny dogs. There's a house in Pasadena, California, where a bear recently broke in. So I'm going to show you the video here in just a second, but the bear got into the house somehow and was just sort of walking around the kitchen, looking around, sniffing out some food, and these two dogs tear up. They start woofing, they start barking, these little they're like terriers or pugs or something, it's hard to tell on the video, but they're little dogs, and they chase this bear out into the woods where he belongs. I'm gonna show you now, check this out. So the bear, there he is in the kitchen, he's just walking around, suddenly the dogs are like, oh no, I'm gonna go get him. Oh man. Oh wait, why is that the only clip? There we go. I was like, I know I have a clip of him getting chased off. Oh, and now it's not going to play. Okay, well, that was a big waste of everyone's time. I don't know why the video stopped playing, but the dogs chase that bear all the way out into the woods. So they bark at him, they chase him out to the patio. He turns around like he's like right there. He turns around like he's probably going to eat those dogs, and then he just runs off. I'm gonna try to restart it, see if we can actually see the video, because it's so good. Come on, chase him. Go get him. Apparently that's where the video is just gonna stop. Okay, well, it's a good video. Go Google it. I'm sure if you Google dogs fight off bear, you'll be able to find it somewhere. All right, the official Friends Instagram account, the television show Friends, has officially announced that they wrapped filming on their reunion special. So, last year, it was a year ago because this special was supposed to drop May of 2020 when Friends hit HBO Max. So HBO Max bought Friends and they licensed it away from Netflix, and that was like their big show. Like that was their big push when they started. Even though HBO Max honestly is like probably my favorite streaming service. They have great stuff on there. But they were gonna do this Friends reunion, and like everyone was really excited because the whole cast hasn't been together really since the finale. It's hard to get all of them together in one room, and they kept saying no. And then HBO waved $1 million to each one of their faces, and they were like, okay, sure, real quick, I'll do that. So they got together and they filmed something. Now, they're keeping the details of the project pretty under wraps, but from what it sounds like, it's not just going to be like a typical reunion show where you sit down, you watch clips, you discuss it. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of that, but it sounds like there's some scripted elements to it too. And I don't know what that means, but the HBO is not really releasing any information. They have said that they'll be releasing it later this year, but there's no word on what that actually means. So we might not still get the reunion special for a really long time, but it is in the can. It is filmed. It is being edited right now. So we're one step closer, it sounds like. All right, Taylor Swift. Taylor was on Stephen Colbert's show last night, and she was talking about her re-release of the album Fearless. So if you missed that drama, long story short, Taylor used to be signed with a record company called Big Machine. Big Machine was bought out by one of her mortal enemies, Scooter Braun, who represents Kanye West. And we all know what Kanye West has done to Taylor Swift because he's disgusting. He bought her old record company and thereby bought her old albums too. And she tried to buy them back and he wouldn't let her. So she's re-recording her old albums under her own label, and she's referring to them as Taylor's versions. So she was talking about the Fearless album, the re-release that just came out, I think it was last week. And fans, because Taylor Swift does like to drop Easter eggs, and she does like to drop hints a lot. So her fans are like conspiracy theorists. Like they have, QAnon doesn't hold a flame to the conspiracy theory nut jobs that are the Taylor Swift fans, let me tell you. They will do whatever it takes to figure out what is her next step. So they are starting to theorize. They believe that the next album she's re-recording is 1989. And here is their evidence. Number one, she mentioned Shake It Off during the interview. And her fans are like, why would she mention Shake It Off if this was about Fearless? Shake It Off was the first single off of 1989. Clearly, she's re-recording 1989. Then Taylor also held up this like poster of Stephen Colbert's face, and she was just talking about how the song Dear Stephen was not about him, but obviously the whole joke was that it might have been. Here's the thing though, there were 7 little hearts all over it, and there were random New York pictures, like a big slice of pizza or a New York City bike. So it's very New Yorky, and everyone's like, well, Welcome to New York is on her 1989 album, so she must be doing 1989. She also referenced New York City over and over again throughout the interview. So they were like, yeah, it's gotta be from 1989. That's the album. Now, here's where it gets really crazy, because they are predicting not only what album is next, but what the date is. So, here's the first thing. During the interview, she mentioned Colbert's old show, The Colbert Report, right? Well, The Colbert Report was on the street address starts with 513, 513, May 13th. I know, hold on though, because she then does mention Stephen Colbert's birthday, which is May 15th. And there were 7 hearts on her little vision board thing. And long story short, they did some like numerology on it, but it felt like the number 23 with Jim Carrey, because they're like, no, but listen. If you take 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4, that equals 7. There are 7 hearts. 2014. That's 2014. That's when 1989 came out. Chaos. These monsters are chaotic, but I don't know. I think it's fun to think about, and I also like to think that maybe sometimes Taylor Swift hears these theories and then just makes them come true. She's like, wow, they really thought 1989? All right, I guess we're going to give them what they want. And if there's anyone in the world who gives the people what they want, it is Taylor Swift. So we might be looking forward to a re-release of 1989 Taylor's version May 15th. Ooh, or May 13th, excuse me. I'm sorry, May 13th, 5/13. Also, she does 13 everything because, you know, she's all about 3. And finally, this is the best. Gabrielle Union. You may know her from Bring It On. She's fantastic. Well, she did an interview back in 2017 on Hot Ones, which is a great YouTube show if you haven't seen Hot Ones. They basically interview celebrities and then they just eat progressively spicier and spicier chicken wings. It's a good show. So the thing is, she was getting interviewed and he was asking, like, tell me a fun fact. Tell me, like, something that a lot of people don't know. And she talked about how DMX's favorite TV show was The Golden Girls. So I guess while they were working on something together, and his dog that he used to bring to set ended up biting one of the PAs, production assistants. So nobody would go to DMX's trailer to get him out for the next scene or whatever, except for Gabrielle Union, because she likes dogs. So she was all about it. So they would send Gabrielle Union to go get him, and she'd open the door, and all she'd hear is like, thank you for being a friend. And DMX would be like, come in here, get a drink, sit down. This is so funny. Like, that's how he was relaxing. That's how he was preparing for work. He would just get a drink and watch The Golden Girls. Man, it's so sad. There have been nothing but just like really funny, kind things coming out about DMX and about after his death, and it's just so sad. Like, what a good guy. And you know what? I trust anyone whose favorite show is The Golden Girls, because they're probably good people. Golden Girls, top-notch television program. And that is the Morning Mews. All right. Real quick before we continue, I would like to quickly plug our podcast Nightcat Radio. Find it on your favorite podcast directory. I am working on getting it on Stitcher. I don't know why it's not there. We'll get it there. But everywhere else it should be. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen, you should be able to just type in Nightcat Radio, find it there. I take all the audio from these Morning aMEOWncements every day. I put the audio up as a podcast. I also take the audio from Nightcap with Nightcat, which, by the way, there's a new episode tonight. And I take that audio, I put them up as shows also. And then every Friday, we drop a brand new true crime episode called Curiosity Killed Nightcat. Ooh. They're really good. I'm really a fan of those. And if you're a member of the Patreon, you get Curiosity Killed Nightcat a week before anybody else. So Curiosity Killed Nightcat is currently on episode 3 on Patreon. Episode 2 is sitting into the regular feed wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to download that. Please leave me a review. Please leave me a rating. It's always very fun. I know you can't always commit to sitting down for 30 minutes in the morning and watching a stream, and that's totally cool. Catch it later on the podcast. Look for Nightcat Radio. Or you can click the link down in the description of this video. Look for the link tree. It's LINK link tr.ee/Jackson Witt. If you click on that, it'll take you to the podcast or anywhere else that you want to go. And speaking of Patreon, oh, that's not Patreon. There we go. That's Patreon. I've mixed the buttons up, so I'm still learning. This is Patreon. Patreon's an awesome service that helps me keep this show going. A monthly donation from you is going to help us get new things like caterpillars and fun new books to read from and improve the quality of the show, come up with new crazy bits. I've got big dreams. I've got big dreams for this show and where I want it to go and what I want to see it do. Gradually, eventually down the road, I kind of see opening up some sort of like storefront where I have a studio space in the back, and up front is more like a toy museum where people can come and actually look at all the cool toys. Like, I have all these big dreams, but it all starts with my patrons. This is how I'm doing any of it. You can donate $3 or $5 a month. You can donate more if you'd like, but that is really just going to help me so much. Check out patreon.com/nightcatshow to get signed up. Thank you so much in advance. Right. Then I think it's time for us to dive into the book of useless information. Book of useless information. This is just a fun bathroom reader that I love picking out some fun facts and talking about them. Now, this is the unexplained mysteries of the universe. So they talk about like the Easter Island heads and everything, but I'm interested in the Bermuda Triangle. I've always been very interested in the Bermuda Triangle. If you don't know, it's the spot, here I'll tell you about it. This area in the Atlantic Ocean between Bermuda, Miami, and San Juan is legendary as the site from which an astoundingly high number of ships, small boats, and airplanes have allegedly disappeared. Carol Baskin's husband. I'm blaming the Bermuda Triangle. And if she killed him, he probably deserved it. Whoops. So here's the thing. I thought this was like a thing. Like, I thought the Bermuda Triangle was like Area 51, where it's something that like we were studying and we were like, why do people keep going? Because like people want to blame it on paranormal stuff like aliens or whatever, but I'm like, well, regardless of how they're missing, a lot of people go missing in this area, so I still think that we should probably be studying it. The United States Coast Guard does not officially recognize the Bermuda Triangle, nor does it maintain any data on the area. They just don't even bother with it. And I'm like, again, if at the very least we should be checking out, trying to find those shipwrecks and stuff, like where are they going and why? Some researchers estimate that more than 2,000 boats, 125 airplanes have been lost there, including the famous Flight 19 and the 5 Navy bombers that disappeared in 1945. Explanations for the disappearances include extraterrestrials that capture boats and planes, deep water earthquakes that cause freak waves, which, shouldn't we be able to track that at this point? Like, eventually a wave is probably going to make contact with land, but what do I know? And time warps that took vessels into a different time or dimension. I don't know so much about that. But I do think it's very interesting, you know? I think, like, why? Why do they go missing there? I'm sure there's a very reasonable explanation. And I'm sure with satellite technology always beaming down, we should be able to figure out what's going on there. And yet, here we are. Unexplained mysteries. Alright. I think it's time then for us to get into the prize pond. Prize pond. I think that's prize pond right there. Yes, it is. Alright. So here's how prize pond works nowadays, folks. You should have texted your first name to 601-557-CAT1 by now. And I am going to call one of those people to come in and spin this fabulous wheel that we have over here. Let's see, who is it gonna be? Sorry, my computer's running just a scooch slow. Alright, let's see. I might be calling you. I hope you're ready.
Hello?
Hello, is this Rachel?
It is. Good morning.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
I am doing fabulous, and you?
I am doing fabulous as well. Thank you so much. What are you up to this morning?
Just working.
Oh, really?
Work from home, so pretty
very
easy.
Nice. What do you do?
I'm a purchaser at our company.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you like working from home? Have you always worked from home, or is that a Corona thing?
No, it started a little bit before Corona, and I just when Corona hit, I just was lucky enough that I already was working from home. It's like the first job I've had that I've worked from home, so it's interesting. It definitely has its perks, but also I don't get the interaction, so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Oh, I know. It drives you crazy too, doesn't it? Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I go absolutely bonkers without seeing people every day. It's really a problem.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm with you.
All right. Well, how would you feel about playing Prize Pond? We're interacting today. We're doing stuff.
I am ready.
Okay, fantastic. So we've updated it a little bit. So if you've played before, it's a little different. Nowadays, I've got this spinning wheel. The spinning wheel has the opportunity for you to get into the prize pond, or it has a number of smaller consolation prizes. So, are you ready to spin the wheel, Rachel?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Come on, Magic Star. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, fantastic. You're getting in the pond!
Yeah!
All right, now, let me ask you a question. Back here, I've got a fishing pole and a fishing net in the prize pond. But there is also an added twist to this. Lurking in the prize pond could be the pond witch. And if you catch the pond witch, you lose everything. So I want you to think really hard about which would you like. Would you like the hook or would you like the net?
Ooh, the pressure's on. Let's do the net.
You can do the net? Let's do it. Oh, hey, you got a desktop skee ball set. That'll be good. That'll keep you entertained at work all day.
God, I need all the help I can get.
Oh, so good. It is a little cardboard set. You have these little balls. They roll up just like skee ball over at the arcade. It's very fun. Now, this is a great prize, but there could be something better on the hook, or it could be the pond witch. So I'm going to give you the opportunity now. Would you like to trade, or would you like to hang on to your skee ball?
Oh, well, I think I'll keep it.
You're going to keep it? Congratulations. Yep. All right, we will make sure to get that in the mail for you. Thank you so much for playing, you beautiful angel.
Thanks, Jackson.
Yeah, have a good day at work. I'll talk to you later.
You too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
We play this every day-ish. We've had some technical difficulties with the phone. So luckily it looks like it has been working. I haven't seen anyone say it was not working during that. So if you would like to play Prize Pond, we play it every day. Make sure you watch the Morning Mews. Make sure you hop into the live chat, interact, text your name, all that other fun stuff. I just love being able to do this every morning. It is so fun. All right. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see how everybody's doing. By the way, did you notice now that your live chat comments pop up on the video now? So they pop up and you'll be able to see them. Let's see here. Veronica's saying, I was kidding about seasoning it. That's not what you said yesterday when you pulled that bowl out of that sink. You said, I'm seasoning it. I like the way it tastes. All right. Dark Prince Zizora, good morning. Michelle, good morning. Lindy, Sadie, Doggone T. Marsha, oh my gosh, everyone's here this morning. It's so good to see you. Jessica, Nathan, Dark Prince Zizor. Let's see. I haven't heard of any losses in Bermuda Triangle in quite some time. I think with GPS, it's been heavily prevented in recent years. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, technology really has gotten us out of a lot of sticky situations, and now that we can sort of track and predict weather patterns and stuff, I'm gonna guess there are just a lot less, ships getting caught up in storms that we were unaware of earlier. That's a really good point. Let's see here. Good morning. I hope I said good morning to everyone. Mindy, Erica, Shelby. Okay, so going back to the whole, do you reuse your dishes? I will say, I wash my water bottle like once every 3 weeks. It's kind of gross. Like, I'll wipe down the outside with like a Clorox wipe or something every now and then. But like, I don't give it a good scrub down with water like more than once or twice a month. It's really not a good thing. It's not a good habit to get into. You should clean your dishes more, Jackson Carter. So yeah, all of you saying that you do with your water bottle, that's fair. I also do that as well. But I'm just like, it's just water. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Mold and stuff. I don't know. All right. Well, good morning to everyone. I'm so happy to see you. It is just such a pleasure every morning to get to talk to you. All right. We did the prize pond. We did the book of useless information. We did the Patreon. Talked about the podcast, the Morning Mews. We talked about Veronica seasoning her ramen Tupperware. I guess that's it for us. Before I turn it over to the fish, just a couple of quick things. Number one, shoot me a text, leave me a voicemail anytime. Anything you want to talk about. It doesn't matter what it is. I always want to talk about. I'm always looking for new content. I'm always looking for things to discuss. I love getting topic ideas from you. If you want advice on something, I am more than happy to dish out, you know, for whatever my advice is worth. I'm willing to dish it out to anyone who will listen. So, 601-557-CAT1, 601-557-2281 is the number to call. Check out nightcatmerch.com. I've got awesome hoodies. I've got t-shirts. I'm going to be designing a lot more t-shirts that'll have quotes from the show. I don't know, maybe we'll do a Caterpillar shirt. I have no idea, but I'm going to be doing some special edition, limited edition shirts very soon. So keep an eye on nightcatmerch.com. We also have toys over there, all sorts of fun stuff. Nightcatmerch.com. Go take a look around. Don't forget, we've got our true crime tours coming up. True crime walking tours of downtown Salt Lake City. They are filling up fast. We're at almost 80% capacity. So there are only a few more spots left on the Thursday nights. The Friday nights, I'm going to go ahead and call it, they're sold out. But Thursday nights, there's still some availability. You can find the link for that in the link tree. Description of this video, linktr.ee/JacksonWitt. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/NightCatShow, and find the audio from this show and all of our other shows on the Nightcat Radio podcast on your favorite podcast directory. All right, I'm going to turn it over to the fish because they're usually a little better spoken than I am. Here is your 3 minutes of fish. Have a great day. Bye.